Hey guys, Jeff here, Dice Setters. I will be in Vegas for New Year's Eve, so if you plan to be in the area, just sit there and email me. I'll sit there and give you my contact info, and we can throw some dice around, do whatever you want to do. I will be there for the entire weekend, so hit me up if you're going to be there. Of course, Vegas is going to be the place to be for Super Bowl as well. I will be there for Super Bowl. Of course, it's being hosted at Las Vegas, so it's going to be crowded. Most of the time, Vegas is pretty crowded to begin with. I can't imagine what it's going to be like with the Super Bowl coming to town. It's going to be pretty hectic. Um, I am doing the video to see what the total was on the video 2 weeks ago for those titanium dice, and all the people that submitted an answer, there aren't two that are the same. So that's kind of that's I mean, I think that's better than they're all the same and all being wrong. So I can tell you that if you submitted an answer, your chances are pretty good that you might be right or you might be wrong. No, I don't know. Everyone's is different. So I'll do that this weekend and see who wins the titanium dice. This week, I do strategies all the time. I do strategies. I do, what to set your dice to, etiquette at the table, stuff like that. But I want to make it absolutely clear, and because I don't think there's another channel out there, but maybe one or two that sit there and point blank will sit there and say this: if you're not dice setting, you're only playing half the game. You go, well, Jeff, I can't afford a table like yours. You can do it in a cardboard box. Go down to your local auto shop and tell them that you are looking for a radiator box, just a whole radiator box. And if they can set that aside for you, stop by every other day or every day, they'll have a radiator come in. That will come in a box. Take that box and cut only one piece off. Now you have a practice table. It's that simple. It won't take up much room. You can pull it down off of your main table, put it down. Your wife won't get too mad, but do something. I will show you in this video how if you're not dice setting, you might as well be playing something else besides craps. Craps is the only gambling game, that you have a chance to change the outcome. You can't do that in slots. You can't do that in blackjack. You can't do that in baccarat. You can't do that in any of the games. None of the games can you sit there and you physically having a touch, a hold, somehow to change the outcome of the game, to make the house percentage lower, or sometimes if you're practicing higher, because you'll understand. You sit there and say, well, I don't have dice. I'm pretty sure you can go down to a secondhand store and get a Monopoly game. Use those dice. Something in your hand is better than nothing. If you're using canceled dice from a casino, I beg you, please use something different. Just think of how many times those dice would have rolled. They're supposed to be changing them out once a day. But if it's a busy casino, you measure how many rolls from 24 hours? That's a lot of rolls. Not all casinos have carpet. If you go to Ellis Island, they have a hardwood floor or tile floor. Imagine what that does to the dice when they continually hit the floor. It's not good for the dice. Your edges will not be sharp anymore. It makes it so that the dice don't stop. They'll sit there and roll over. And you want nice, sharp edges. Try, cardboard box, get a game, a Yahtzee game, anything with dice. Just as long as they're sharp and they haven't been used for 20 years. But something, because I'll show you in this video how you're missing out. Now, there's nothing you can possibly do but use good strategy, good gambling when other people are rolling the dice. But when you are rolling the dice, you have an advantage. Use it. There are times that you mess up. There are times that I will sit there and do a point and 7 out. You shrug your shoulders and say, hey, that's the way it is. But if that happens only one time in 5, I still have 4 good games that I'm playing. If it only happens once out of 5. I'll take that any day. I'll take a point out, and then the rest of the time, 15 to 20 rolls, that's fine with me. I'll sit there and make $300 to $800 during those 15 to 20 rolls, depending on how aggressive I play. Of course, the second time around, after you sat there and did point out, you're going to play a little conservative, but after the next round, you're going to sit there and say, okay, I got this, and then you're going to do your normal strategy. Just remember, the tables do change on a daily basis. What worked yesterday might not work today. You don't know what they did at night. They could have changed the underlayment. They could have changed something. You wouldn't know. Or they could have even changed the weight of the dice. There's two different weights of dice. They could have gone to the lighter one or the heavier one. All that makes a huge difference in your throwing capabilities. So I beg you, I ask you, if you aren't dice setting, please, there's practice tables on Amazon. I know they're a little spendy. There's before the pandemic, this wood was pretty cheap. It's probably twice the amount as it is now, but I'm not a craftsman. I am not a carpenter. I am a mechanic. If it don't fit, you smack it with a hammer, it fits. But the cost most was just the underlayment, the chips. That's about it. But you're only playing half of the game if you are not dice setting. So take a watch this video. Tell me what you guys think. And again, so I set the camera up, and that what you're going to see is my first roll. And I thought, well, you'll see at the end, I'll sit there and say, well, I'll give it another try. Yeah, it doesn't work. You're losing half of your money when you are rolling if you are not dice setting, or if you're not dice setting properly. I know there's guys out there that are using canceled dice. Don't you think that's going to float in the air differently? Do you go down the road with tires that are not balanced? Of course not. You want your tires balanced. That way it doesn't thump going down the road. Same thing with dice. You don't want to have a lopsided dice. You want the dice to be as symmetrical as possible, and that's why you're not going to use canceled dice. The reason why they use canceled dice for is because they're going to see that mark in there and they go, these dice are not allowed. It's been used before. That's the reason why they cancel the dice. Same thing with the cards. You can get cards that are canceled. They cut off an ear, cut off 2 ears, and that way you can't sit there and throw some aces in your pocket and oh look, I have aces, blackjack. That's not going to happen. But I beg you, it doesn't cost that much to practice. Now, when I practice, it was 2 months before I showed up to the casino when I was practicing. And when my son and I showed up at the casino and started throwing, people were just, you're like, why? Well, we would have dinner at 5. We would clean up, be on the table at 6. And from 6 to 9, 6 to 10, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on Saturday and Sunday, all we did was throw dice. That's all we did. We'd keep a tally, throw it, keep a tally, throw it. We'd sit there and do some changes, throw it, throw it, throw it. And those people were amazed at our throwing ability. And we weren't trying to impress anybody. We've just done this for 2 months. 2 months and 4 hours, 3 hours a day. Yeah, they knew something was up. They were like, wow, you guys are practicing. They knew. They absolutely knew. That's the way you need to show up at the table. You need to sit there and show up to the table with a, wow, how's he doing this? When I show up to the table, the dealers know why I do this and how I do this, but the other players, they don't have a clue. You'll see them trying to do what I do, but they don't have a clue. You're only playing half the game if you are not dice setting. I challenge you. I challenge you. Be your New Year's, resolution. Practice dice setting, even if it's a cardboard box. 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week, whatever. You will see your game improve. You guarantee you will see your game improve. You might get frustrated. I did. You might want to sit there and throw the dice across the room. I did. But eventually, you're going to sit there and say, wow, I see improvement. I guarantee you're going to see improvement. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Let's try to share this video as much as possible. And also, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I want my channel to grow. I see other channels that are just whatever. They don't care. Their production is fantastic, but they're not going to give you the heart to heart that I give you. They're not going to give you. They're not going to show you this is saying this is how to win. You can use any strategy you want to. It doesn't really matter. If you can throw 50 to 20 times before you 7 out, does the strategy really matter? Not really. It will at the end. You could have sat there and said, oh, I should have put more money here, more money there, and that will help you in the long run. But it doesn't really truly matter what strategy you're using if you're able to throw 15 to 20 times before 7ing out. It doesn't matter. You can pick your own strategy. You can do whatever you want to. You can put $200 on every number. It doesn't really matter. If you can roll 15 to 20 times before you 7 out, I guarantee it doesn't matter. I can roll 15 to 20 times before 7ing out. Watch the video. Tell me what you think. Thanks, guys. Well, that wasn't on. It was a 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll switch over to dollar chips. That way there's a difference. Keep track of the next set of numbers after the 7 was rolled. There goes a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. One. We'll give it one more try. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for watching, guys. Proof is in the pudding. You're only playing half of the game if you are not dice setting. It doesn't matter what strategy you use, but if you are rolling the dice, you better be dice setting. It's simple. You see it. It's no trick photography. It's there. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like my video, share, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It definitely helps my channel out, puts it out to new people that might not know about me. And there's nothing better than new people finding me and saying, "Wow, I can't believe this," or it could be the other way around. "Oh, I can't believe what you're saying." But anyhow, please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thanks.